everyone. Hope you all are good. We are here for grade 7 math. You can find all the lessons on aplusstudents.com. You have to log in there using your email address and password is provided by the administrator. Then you have to select math from the subject tab. Scroll down to grade 7 and then click on view all lessons. There you can find a list of the chapters. We're going to start with the chapter ratio, rates and proportions, and the lessons we're going to cover today are unit rates, equivalent ratios word problem, compare ratios word problem, and scale drawings word problems. So please make sure you have your notebook and pencil so that you can note down the important examples and definitions as well. So let's just start with the chapter ratios, rates and proportions. So here I am on grade 7 math. We're going to start with the chapters and the lesson we're going to start with is unit rates. Basically, the unit rates mean the price of one thing, right? Unit means one. Got it? So, unit rate means the price of the one thing. You can note down the definition of the unit rate. I'm going to write it on the board. Okay. So, basically, a unit rate means a rate for one of something, right? So, the price of the one thing, right? For example, you are given the price of 10 pencils is $5, right? You have to calculate the price of $1. The price of one pencil. That is the example of the unit rate because you have to calculate, you're given the price of 10 pencils. You have to calculate the price of the unit pencil. Unit pencil mean one pencil, right? So, how do we calculate the unit prices? Let's just start with the examples. Find the unit rate. 8 stickers on 2 pages. You have to calculate how many stickers on one page, right? A unit rate is a rate where the second amount is 1 unit, right? So you have to divide 8 by 2. When you divide 8 by 2, the answer is 4. That means there are 4 stickers on one page. Got it? Let's just start with the practice test questions. Okay, find the unit rate 16 deliveries in 4 hours. You have to calculate deliveries per hour. How do you calculate? Basically, you have to divide 16. The 16 deliveries are in 4 hours, right? You have to calculate the deliveries in 1 hour, so you have to divide this 16 by 4, 16 over 4, right? So 16 divided by 4 is 4 times 4 makes 16. That means 4 deliveries per hour, right? In 1 hour, you have 4 deliveries. So the correct option is 4. Got it? The correct option is 4. Okay, find the unit rate 18 cupcakes in 3 boxes. So you have 18 cupcakes in 3 boxes. You have to calculate how many cupcakes in one box, right? So how do you calculate? You need to calculate the cupcakes in one box. You have to divide 18 by 3. So 3 times what number is 18? The correct option is 3 times 6 makes 18. That means in one box you have 6 cupcakes. Got it? The correct option is 6 cupcakes per box. Find the unit rate 18 orders in 3 days. You have to calculate the orders. You have to calculate orders per day. So you have to divide 18 by 3. So 3 times what number is 18? Very good. 3 times 6 makes 18. That means you have 6 orders per day. The correct option is 6. Got it? Okay, the next one is 12 seats in 2 rows. You have to calculate how many seats per row. Yes, that is 6 seats per row. 12 divided by 2 is 6. So we have 6 rows, seats per row. The correct option is 6. 12 books. Find the unit rate 12 books in 2 boxes. So how many books per row box? Yes, 2 times 6 makes 12. That means you have 6 books per box. The correct option is 6. 18 houses, find the unit rate. 18 houses on 3 blocks. So how many houses in one block? Yes, 3 times 6 makes 18. That means you have 6 houses per block. The correct option is 6 houses per block. Got it? The correct option is 6. What? Find the unit rate. 12 chairs at 2 tables. So how many chairs per table? Yes, the correct option is 6 chairs per table. Got it? The correct option is 6. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. Let's just move on to next lesson. Okay, the next lesson is equivalent ratios word problems. Let's just start with the next lesson, that is equivalent ratios word problems. Okay, these ratios equivalent. 12 cents for 6 items and 4 cents for 2 items, right? So just write them down by making a proportion. 12 for 6 items, that is 12 by 6, and that is 4 over 2, right? Basically, you have to compare two fractions. So how do you compare two fractions? You have to cross multiply, right? Cross multiply means you have to multiply this denominator, like 12 over 6 times 4, sorry, 12 over 6 equals 4 over 2. You have to multiply 12 times 2 and you have to do 4 times 6. So if both sides are exactly equal, that means yes, they are equivalent. Got it? Okay, let's just start with the test questions. Okay, are these ratios equivalent? 10 old razors and ratio of 15 new razors, and the other one is 6 old razors to 9 new razors. So you have 10 to 15. You can write 10 divided by 15 and equal to the other one, because you need to see if they are equivalent, right? That is 6 to 9. Just do cross multiplication. Do 10 times 9 and 15 times 6. See if they are equal. 10 times 9 is 90 and 15 times 6 is 90. So which is the correct option? So that means the correct option is yes, they are equivalent. Got it? The correct option is yes, they are equivalent. Okay, the next one is, are these ratios equivalent? 12 cents for 6 items and 4 cents for 2 items. So just form a proportion, that is 12 over 6 equals 4 over 2. Now just cross multiply. 12 times 2 equals 6 times 4. So 12 times 2 is 24 and 6 times 4 is 24. So yes, they are equal. That means they are equivalent. The correct option is yes, they are equivalent. Okay, now use your notebook and pencil. Solve the questions on your notebook and just write the answer in the chat box. Are these ratios equivalent? One boy to two girls and 17 boys to 18 girls. Are they these ratios equivalent? No, they are not equivalent. Got it? The correct option is no, they are not equivalent. The correct option is no. Very good. Okay, the next one is, are these ratios equivalent? 10 for every 9 pages and 20 for every 18 pages. So which is the correct option? The correct option is yes, they are equivalent. The correct option is yes, they are equivalent. Very good. Are these ratio equivalent? 4 cookies to 4 brownies and 8 cookies to 4 brownies and 19 to 18. So which is the correct option? The correct option is no, they are not equivalent. Got it? Very good. The correct option is no. Are these ratios equivalent? 10 medium frogs to 7 small frogs and 9 medium frogs to 10 small frogs. So which is the correct option? The correct option is no, they are not equivalent. Got it? The correct option is no, they are not equivalent. Are these ratios equivalent? 2 drivers every 9 weeks and 5 drivers every 16 weeks. So which is the correct option? correct option is no, they are not equivalent. The correct option is no. Are these ratios equivalent 15 large balls to 20 medium balls and 12 large balls to 16 medium balls? So, which is the correct option? The correct option is yes, the correct option is no, they are not equivalent, right? Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. Let me just move on to next lesson. They are equivalent. Hold on, 15 times 6, 16 is yes, they are equivalent. Sorry, the correct option is yes, they are equivalent. Got it? Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. Let me just move on to next lesson. And the next lesson is compare ratios word problems. Now we are going to see how do we compare two ratios, right? Like you're given two ratios, you have to see which is smaller and which is greater, right? Mrs. Livingston and Mrs. Howell took polls for their second grade classes to find out their students' favorite colors. In Mrs. Livingston class, 10 students said their favorite color was blue and 8 said their favorite color was red. In Mrs. Howell's class, 11 voted for the blue and 10 voted for the red. Whose class had a lower ratio of students who preferred blue to the students who preferred red, right? Okay, so the ratios are 10 to 8 and 11 to 8, right? First thing is you have to identify the ratios. They are 10 to 8 or 11 to 8. Here are these fractions, right? Now we are going to see which one is greater. Got it? Just divide them and convert them into percentage. You have to divide 10 by 8 and just multiply it by the 100, that is 12500, right? Do the same thing for the other fraction, just divide and multiply with 100. So when you compare the percentages, 125% is more than 110%. That means 12 point the fraction who makes 125% is greater than the other one. That means 10 ratio 8 is greater than the 11 over 10. Got it? Okay, let's just start with the test questions. Okay, Mrs. That's the one we just did. Mrs. Livingston and Mrs. Howell took pools for their second grade classes to find out their students' favorite colors. In Mrs. Livingston class, 10 students said their favorite color was blue and 8 said their favorite color was red. In Mrs. Howell's class, 11 waited for the blue and 10 voted for the red. Whose class had a lower ratio? Okay, you have to calculate the lower ratio of students who preferred blue to students who preferred red. You have to find a lower ratio. Got it? Okay, so just look at the fractions. The fractions are 10 to 8, right? And the other one is 11 to 10. Just divide them and convert the answer in the percentage form. So 10 over 8 is 10 divided by 8 is 1.25. You have to multiply it by the 100. That is 125%. Got it? The next one is 11 divided by 10. That is 1.1. Multiply it by the 100. The answer is 110%. So who has lower percent? The one who has 11 over 10. That is Mrs. Howells has the less percentage. The correct option is Mrs. Howells. Got it? So Mrs. Howells has the less lower ratio. The correct option is Mrs. Howells. Got it? Okay, in the fall, Whitney's catering company catered 15 small scale events and 20 large scale events. So here is the fraction 15 by 20. In the winter, they catered 10 small events and 14 large scale ones, during which such season did Whitney's catering company cater a lower ratio of small scale to large scale event. You have to calculate the one who has the lower ratio, right? So you have to what you have to do simply divide them 15 divided by 20 and multiply it by the 100, so that is 75%. The other one is 10 divided by 14 and multiply it by the 100, that is 90.0%. So who has lower percentage? The one that has 15 by 20, so that is Whitney's. The correct option is uh, fall, right? They did less events in fall. The correct option is false. Got it? Who has the lower ratio? Oh, that is 71.429%. So, yes, the second one is the correct one. Sorry, something wrong with my calculation. So, the second one is the correct option. Got it? Okay, Erica went on a 2 day fishing trip. On the first day, she caught 2 trouts to 14 salmons. On the second day, she caught 14 to 4 to 15 salmon. On which day of the fishing trip did Erica catch a lower ratio of trout to salmon? So divide them and multiply them by the 100, convert in percentage form, right? That is 0.14 times 100, that is 14%. And the other one is 4 divided by 15, that is 26%. So who has the lower ratio? On the first day, they have the lower ratio. The correct option is the first day. Got it? The correct option is the first day they have the lower ratio. Got it? For the next one, you have to do the calculations and write the correct option in the chat box. In Mr. Franklin's history class, 12 students received A's and 10 students received B's. In his social studies class, 19 of the students got A and 15 got B. In which class did Mr. Franklin give out a higher ratio of A's to B's? So, just do the calculations on your notebook and write the answer in the chat box. Let's see which is the who has the higher ratio of A's to B's. Which is the correct option? Social studies has the higher ratios of A's to B's. The correct option is social studies. You can do the calculations on your notebook and write the answer in the chat box. Blue Point Middle School's orchestra had 15 violin players and 10 flute players. Rockport Middle School's orchestra, on the other hand, has 20 violin players and 14 flute players. Which middle school has a lower ratio of violin to flute players? So, which is the correct option? Just do the calculations on your notebook and write the answer in the chat box. I'm waiting for the answers. Just convert them into percentages, right? So 15 divided by 10 is 150% and 20 divided by 14 is 142%. So who has lower ratio? The second one, Rockport, has the lower ratio than the Blue Point Middle School. So the second one is the correct option. Rockport Middle School has the lower portions. Very good. While researching colleges, Lena learns that a typical school at Hillsborough Technical College has 6 men and 16 women, and a typical class at Putnam Country College has 8 men and 18 women. Which college has classes with a higher ratio of men to women? So, which is the correct option? Okay, let's just do on board, right? So, Hillsborough Technical College has 6 men to 16 women, and Putnam Country College has 8 men to 18 women. So, just divide them, multiply them by the 100, and see the answer in percentage form, right? 6 divided by 16, that is 37.5%, and 8 divided by 18 is 0.44, that is 44%. The correct option is who has the higher ratio of men to women. So who has the higher? The second one, 44% is greater than 37.5. So the correct option is the second one. Putnam Country College has the higher ratio than the other one. Got it? Last season, Susan's soccer team won 16 games and lost 18 games. His cousin's team won 11 games and lost 14 games. Which team had a higher ratio of wins to losses? So, which is the correct option? Option number, which is the correct option? Susan's team has the higher ratio of wins to losses, right? The correct option is option number 1. A pet supply chain called Pet City has 12 hamsters and 9 gerbils for sale at its Summerfield location. At its Washington location, there are 17 hamsters and 15 gerbils. Which location has a higher ratio of hamsters to gerbils? So, which is the correct option? Just divide them and convert them into percentage form and see which is the correct option. The correct option is that is Summerfield. The correct option is Summerfield. At Princeton High School, 18 of the members of the women's track team compete in long distance events and 20 compete in short distance events. On the men's track team, 15 runs in long distance events and 17 runs in short distance events. Which team has a higher ratio of long distance to short distance ratio? The correct option is option number 1. The women's tracker team has the higher ratio. Got it? Lindsay's punch recipe calls for 4 liters of lemon lime soda and 10 liters of pineapple juice. Jackie's punch recipe calls for 3 liters of lemon lime soda and 9 liters of pineapple juice. Which recipe has the higher ratio of lemon lime soda to pineapple juice? So, which is the correct option? Lindsay's recipe has the higher ratio. Very good. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. So we were working on grade 7 math. The chapter we were working on is ratios, proportions and rates. Ratios, rates and proportions, and the lessons we have covered today are unit rates, equivalent ratios, word problem, compare ratios, word problem. So please make sure before the next session you can complete all the practice questions for the lessons we just did. So if you need more help with any of the lesson, you can contact any tutor on the Skype. They are available from Monday to Friday, 5 to 9, or either you can join me in the interactive session that would be daily from 4 to 5 and from 9. Got it? So if you have any questions related to the lesson we have just covered, you can ask. I'm here to answer all your confusions and questions if you have any. No questions? Okay, then that's all for today. See you in the next session. Bye everyone.